So this is going to be our first top 10 of Madden 24, and I had to bring you guys the most important position in football, the quarterback position. And this top 10 is definitely a hard one to make. I think it's one that is very top heavy. I think the 5 to 6 guys are where everyone's using right now in the game. The guys at the end of the list obviously aren't the best, but we're very early on in the year. And I wanted to make this list early because we're not getting legend quarterback. We already know who the legends are, and I don't think we're going to get a headliner quarterback because we just got Kenny Pickett. So I think we're going to be stuck with these quarterbacks for a little while, so might as well make this video. But before we get into the top 10, I wanted to talk about this card, boys. Can we all admit that this is the worst card ever? I did make this tweet yesterday where I said this has to be the worst pre-order card in Madden history. Has over 1,600 likes. I think we all can agree, man. This is... I can't even believe EA gave us. They didn't even give us the 86 version. They gave us this 83. And this dude has like 50 accuracy stats, and they're just masked with 70s. This card's the worst card I've ever used. At number 10, I wanted to start off with Trevor Lawrence. And the releases, as you guys know, the releases are completely different this year. He does have generic 2, and I think generic 2 is generic 3. They just changed the name of it. There's so many quarterbacks with generic 2, so I'm almost 100% positive that it's generic 3. But when we look at this card, compared to the guys that didn't make the list, like Dak Prescott, we had like Kirk Cousins, all those guys right at the bottom. He is kind of just the better when it comes to all the stats all around. He is obviously all high 70s, not much 80s besides that short accuracy and that throw power, but he's also the fastest one of the bunch. Like I said, the bottom kind of these guys on this list, not really fun to look at, not really fun to play with, but you know, I have to fill out the top 10 somehow, and T-Law finds himself sneaking in at number 10 here. So at number 9, we have 84 Jalen Hurts. I know a lot of you guys out there are using that free Jalen Hurts. I know some people are even using that card over the Josh Allen we got, but I have to include his core elite right here at number 9. This card obviously doesn't have the best release in the world. I think he's just kind of a filler. A lot of people have been using the 80. This card is just a little bit better version. He actually has really good stats. All 80 plus. His short accuracy is really good. The one thing you'll notice, which is surprisingly very low, is his throw power is 78. I think it's one of the lowest on this list, if I'm not mistaken. We'll obviously see as we go along, but they definitely cheated him right there in a year where I think you can definitely get some bombs off, and also a lot of streaks have won for me on the outside. It kind of sucks to see that at 78. But right now, he's like 150K. I just don't see why people would spend on this guy when there's so much guys better than him that are even cheaper later on in this list. So at number 8, we have Aaron Rodgers. And if this was any other Madden besides Madden 24, he'd probably be number 1 or 2. But as you guys know, they definitely nerfed Slinger 1. It's not terrible. They didn't nerf it into oblivion, but it's not the Slinger 1 we know. It's not like the quick, everybody wants Aaron Rodgers kind of card. This is a card that I think a lot of people have out there as well because they got that team starter bundle, him and DK on the team. It's definitely slowed down, and obviously a year where you can actually get out the pocket. It's not broken scrambling like Madden 22, but you can get out the pocket this year. And Rodgers is probably the only guy on this list where you're going to struggle to move at all with him. 69 speed, the only guy in the 60s on this list. It's definitely not the best Rodgers year, but I'd still take it over the last 2 guys I just showed you. But, man, I don't know. Maybe Slinger 1 gets blessed with some abilities later on, but right now it's definitely just whatever. At number 7, we have the real Josh Allen card, his actual core elite, his 86 overall. You guys know the problem with his 83, I don't think the release is like, it's not like amazing, but it's kind of like middle of the pack. It's fine. It's definitely fine. The problem with that 83 is that he misses every single throw. And like I said, I don't know if it's because of free card and they like just put a shadow nerf on that guy. But like I said, there was like 1,600 people that agree with it. It wasn't just me, but just Josh Allen, obviously with great stats. I think he should be a much better version of the card. I think he's the one card on this list that I have not been able to use. I played a couple draft champions. I've been trying cards out when it comes over to playing house rules and whatnot. I've had Kenny Pickett, all these guys. This is the only one I haven't used, but I've definitely got to believe that this card, there's no way he's worse. He also has the highest throw power in the game, really good accuracies. The only problem with that 83 was the missed throws. This one should be definitely a better version of him. At number 6, we do have Justin Herbert, and probably one of the best quarterbacks under 100K you can get on this list. If you're looking for a budget option, trying to upgrade from Rodgers, any of these guys, I think Herbert's probably one of the best guys you can. He has 76 speed, so much better speed than a lot of these guys. It's definitely usable. It's not like blazing fast, but you can move out the pocket with him. He also got his release change. He doesn't have that terrible release where he's cocking back all the time. Justin Herbert is one that I've actually seen a couple times out there. Normally in core elite days, like he had an 86 last year and no one used it. No one ever used it. I know it was a little expensive, but you guys know Justin Herbert was always terrible until they fixed his release late in Madden 23. I think the new one he has is, I can't remember exactly. They changed the names of all of them, but all I know is it's definitely a lot better than his normal release. And this is the one that is definitely good to see because he's an elite quarterback in real life. He should get elite cards in Madden. At number 5, we do have Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes, this is arguably his best ever core elite card too, just like Justin Herbert we showed you. They actually changed his release, but they did it too late, man. They did it too late. They gave Pat Mahomes Slinger 1, the Aaron Rodgers release, they gave it to him. But as you guys know, they nerfed it this year. If it was anything like it was in the past, Pat Mahomes would be the best card in the game. He'd be on literally everyone's team. I would even have him too. I hate spending big coins on players really early in the game, but I would have him. That's how much I love Mahomes. But statistically, he's definitely the best. I think he has the best stats compared to all the quarterbacks in the game when it comes to accuracies, throw power, and everything combined. He even has decent speed. I would say at an 86, I feel like Pat Mahomes should be at least like 76. I don't know. It's whatever. He's not the fastest in real life, but still, it would be nice to see on a card like him. But a card that is definitely better, but Slinger 1, I would just put him in the middle of the pack right now. I think there's a couple guys that would take over him for sure. So at number 4, we have Lamar Jackson, and this is one that I've been watching. So as you guys know, the way I get a lot of these lists is not only do I play with these cards all myself, I listen to a lot of you guys in the Twitch chat, the YouTube comments, everything, but I also watch competitive players. They do stream early on, so I've been watching a lot of the games, and Lamar is the one that I've surprisingly seen a lot out there. His release, I still think he has Slinger 3. They changed the names of all of them. I'm gonna have to go back and look at him and maybe time him, or maybe somebody will do it one day, but it's definitely solid. I don't think it's as good as his release was last year, because when you even look at that graph that Malik posted over on Twitter, it's definitely a little bit slower than a couple of the other releases. But Lamar, the reason why I think everybody likes him is because you can get out the pocket and make something happen every time. He's the fastest quarterback in the game, sitting at 84. I think the next highest is maybe Justin Fields, I think, who's a gold. I don't know, like, out of the relevant quarterbacks, like, I think the next highest is an 81. So he has a good lead on all these guys. Definitely a solid quarterback in the game and definitely top 5. Some people might even argue he's top 3 right now. So at number 3, we have Bryce Young, who I actually just did earn, and I got to play a lot of games of house rules with him. You can see he's in my lineup right now. I have him and Kenny P. I'm kind of deciding if I just want to save coins and use Bryce for a little bit. And obviously, you guys, I probably just spoiled a little bit for you guys right there. But this Bryce Young card is actually very, very good. I've heard only good things on Twitter as well about this card, and I've seen a lot of people actually using him too. 81 speed on him. He has really good, he has 83 throw power, but I have that strat card they gave everybody for the pre-order. But right there, 84 on my team. Really good stats across the board, good speed. Bryce Young is a very good card. He has quick draw built in, but you guys know it's probably one of the worst. It doesn't do anything. We've had it for like 3 years now. We've all tried it for 3 years and it's never worked. It's whatever. It's kind of a facade out there. But Bryce Young, man, definitely a good card. You can scramble a lot with him. An underrated card. Definitely better than that Josh Allen. And anybody can get this. Even if you didn't get the Josh Allen for free, you didn't get the pre-order, the deluxe or whatever, you can go ahead and get Bryce Young for free by just grinding. Go get you him, man. He's the best starting quarterback for sure, and he's probably top 3 in the game. I think most people would argue top 4 minimum if you wanted to change out maybe Lamar. So at number 2, we do have Kenny Pickett, and I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Kenny Pickett, if he did not have this good of a card, like statistically, him and Mahomes are like all the way up here. I actually think Kenny Pickett, though, because of his speed, I think speed actually truly does matter. That's why you're seeing a lot of Kenny Pickett's out here. He also does have that protected built in, which is really nice, but he has the worst release in the game, or one of them, as you guys know, generic 1. If you go to franchise mode and you change an offensive lineman to quarterback, they usually give him generic 1. I don't know why they have cheated Kenny Pickett now 3 years in a row. His rookie year, even when he got his draft card, what was that? Yeah, that was 3 years ago. It's been brutal for Kenny Pickett. This card obviously is different because it's early on in the year and everybody's release is very slow. There's no gunslinger or whatever. So you're looking for cards with good stats and aren't going to miss throws, guys with speed that where you can pick up first downs. He also has a good ability. I think that's where Kenny Pickett carries you. But like I said, I think it's only because it's so early in the year. I think Kenny Pickett is going to be the last good card of the year unless they change his release, because generic 1 is not fun to use at all, boys. It's not really fun, but I still think Kenny P balls. You're seeing him a lot out there. Under 200K for the highest overall in the game quarterback. Not bad. At number 1, we have Joe B. And Joe B, I've been watching so much of the comp scene. I really have. There's another tournament today, so I think this is even going to 100% like solidify him at number 1. He has the fastest release on that graph by far. If you go look at the graph, just go to Muttleak's Twitter. You guys know he posts all of it. He's probably the only credible leaker. Traditional 1 is the new Slinger 1, and Joe Burrow has traditional 1. I think the only negative you could truly say about this card is the speed. He doesn't really have blazing speed. He's one of the slower guys on this list, but Joe Burrow, man, I think getting that ball out, especially against people going into 6-1, dollar is still very popular. I'm seeing dollar a lot out there, 3 through 5 wide. A lot of people are trying to blitz people because there's not really much defense right now, so Joe Burrow is probably one of the better guys to have out there. And I think once we get a Joe Burrow upgrade or another guy with traditional 1, your guys are going to see how elite it is once we start getting hitting abilities, man. Joe Burrow, I gotta have up here, though. I'm telling you, there's a reason why his price is risen up. He's almost 300K right now on the Xbox market. Definitely an elite quarterback, boys. All right, boys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment down below which quarterback are you rocking right now in the game. I'm using Kenny P and Bryce Young, kind of swapping. I might sell Kenny P just so I could save coins for the next quarterback drop. I think that's probably the best decision, or use that somewhere else and just use Bryce or whatever. I think that's what most people are probably doing. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man, and I hope to catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, boys.